Hi friends, every UPSC aspirant knows the importance of PYQs in UPSC prelims paper. Guys, but how many of you can exactly tell with confidence that you know how to analyze the PYQs in the right manner? Guys, in my experience, if you really understand how to analyze the PYQs in an analytical manner, then you can predict at least 30 to 40 questions every year in the UPSC prelims paper. Guys, many students are surprised how Santosh sir is able to predict so many questions every year. Guys, the magic is analyzing the PYQs and understanding the mindset of the people who are framing the UPSC paper. And in this video, I'm going to teach you that analysis. I'm going to teach you that mindset, which can help you to get the maximum out of the PYQs. And as a bonus, in this video at the end, I'm going to give you two predictions for the UPSC Prelims 2024. I'm very confident that this question is going to come in the UPSC Prelims examination. So guys, let us begin. So my name is Santosh Pandey. For people who do not know me, who are there on this channel for the first time, guys, I have the unique distinction of cracking the UPSC prelims examination all 6 times. You can see some of my scorecards. I have been consistently scoring very high mark in the UPSC prelims. I have scored more than 30 marks than the prelims cutoff. I have cracked mains examination 4 times. I have also secured top rank in my state PCS examination. I was allotted a deputy collector rank. Guys, this is my Telegram channel, Optimize IAS. Around 25k students are there. And every day I give here quizzes, current affair quizzes for free. And every year at least 10 questions are coming directly from my quizzes in the UPSC prelims examination. So don't miss those quizzes. Guys, apart from that, this is my YouTube channel, IS with Santosh. Around 40,000 students are there. Please do subscribe this channel and hit the bell icon, because in the next 2 months I am going to come out with lot of predictions in the UPSC prelims examination. If you want these predictions, if you want to score more than others, if you want to defeat others, guys, these predictions can give you that edge which no one has in the UPSC prelims paper. So guys, let us begin. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take some PYQs and then I'm going to analyze them for you, and I'm going to teach you how to integrate the PYQs in your preparation, and then I'm going to make some predictions, and let us see on the exam day is these predictions are coming true or not. Okay, so let us see this question, guys. This question came in the Civil Services 2022. Which one of the following lakes of the West Africa has become dry and turned into a desert? Guys, the options were Lake Victoria, Lake Fagubin, Lake Oguta, and Lake Volta. The answer was Lake Fagubin, but we are not interested in answer. Everyone knows the answer now. Okay, so we are interested in analyzing. We are interested in analyzing this question. So two things we get to know, that the intent of UPSC is to ask questions on water bodies which are undergoing changes for worse because of climate change or anything. That is one thing. And second, UPSC wants to ask you map based question. Two things UPSC wants to know in this question we get to know. So one idea will be what? One approach will be what? You start preparing all the lakes. You start preparing all the lakes of Africa. All the lakes of Africa. Obviously, this is one way, but obviously that is very time taking, because you will be obviously investing a lot of time to prepare about Lake Victoria, Lake Oguta, Lake Volta. It takes a lot of time. So that is not the right manner. So what you do is that you go back and you see all the questions which have come on lakes from Africa in the last 20 years. So when I was analyzing, I came across this question: which of the following lakes forms the international boundary between Tanzania and Uganda? You can see Lake Chad, Lake Malawi, Lake Victoria, and Lake Zambezi. So the answer to this question was Lake Victoria. This clearly shows that UPSC is interested in this Lake Victoria, and Lake Victoria is an important topic which you need to prepare. So what I was going through some newspaper clippings of last 1 year, I came across this restoring Lake Victoria. This is a current affairs news item. in the last 1 year. So in this you can see Tanzania authorities hold multinational stakeholder consultation for restoration of Lake Victoria. So now we come to know that out of all the options, you see there are around 8 options given here. Out of these all options, if one option you need to prepare, you have to prepare Lake Victoria. You need to first prepare Lake Victoria. And I'm going to give you more reasons for that, not just this current affairs, not just this current affairs. Lake Victoria is also the largest lake in the tropical area. It is the largest lake in the tropical area, and it is the world's second largest freshwater lake by surface area after Lake Superior in the North America. So Lake Victoria is very, very important. Lake Victoria is very, very important. Okay. Next thing you need to know is that which are the countries which are bordering Lake Victoria. So guys, you can see here Tanzania, Uganda and Kenya are the three countries which basically border Lake Victoria. You see, this was the question which was asked, which of the following lakes forms the international boundary between Tanzania and Uganda? Very important. Very, very important. Okay. You can see this is news. So you can expect a question on Lake Victoria. Lake Victoria is considered part of the Rift Valley system, which lies between the two branches of African Great Lake. Okay, so this is very important. Also, one more important point is that Lake Victoria also touches the equator. This is an important information which you need to know. So you see how we have tried to link current affairs. We have to understood the pattern on which are the most repeated topics from the PYQs. We first made a list of those topics and then we related it to the current affairs. Is there something related to it in the last 1 year's current affairs? So Lake Victoria is in news because of heavy pollution, and the countries around Lake Victoria, they are now concerned about restoration of Lake Victoria. Now let me give you another prediction for this year. You can see here Lake Chad. This is a very important lake and it is in news for the last 1, 2, 3 years. Last 2, 3 years. You see here Lake Chad's forgotten crisis. You can see, guys, according to some according to some studies, it has been found out that ecological degradation in Lake Chad basin has triggered the humanitarian crisis in this region. Has triggered the humanitarian crisis in this region, and there is a clear-cut linkage between humanitarian crisis in this region and the depleting waters of Lake Chad. Climate change and conflict in this region, like in Cameroon, in Chad, in Niger, in Nigeria, which are all situated in the Lake Chad basin. So you see how there is a killer combination of two most important topics of UPSC prelims, which is the climate change. UPSC is interested in climate change. I just okay gave you one example. You see 2022 they have asked one of the lakes which have been impacted by climate change, Lake Fagubin, and UPSC is also interested in conflicts. Most of the questions which come in the map based region are basically conflict regions. You see how this is a killer combination of the two most important aspect which UPSC focuses upon, which is climate change and conflict. And all these countries, Cameroon, Chad, Niger and Nigeria, which are situated in the Lake Chad basin, okay, they are in some sort of conflict, and this conflict is linked to the climate change and its impact on the Lake Chad. This is very, very, very important. Another very important point which you need to know is that, guys, there is one village called Darak village. There is one village called Darak village, and in this Darak village, which is in Cameroon's northern border with Chad and Nigeria. So, in the northern border of Chad and Nigeria, Boko Haram attacks have been taking place in the Darak village, which is situated in this Lake Chad region. And this is Darak is a village or fishing island in Cameroon's northern part, which is bordering Chad and Nigeria. So this countries, Chad, Niger, Nigeria, and Cameroon are very, very important. Let me just show you the diagram, guys. You can see Lake Chad is a terminal depression of 7 basin countries, and this is having a direct contact with Nigeria, Niger, Chad, and Cameroon. Okay, so you can see this is Lake Chad, and these are the four countries where this Lake Chad has direct contact: Cameroon, Chad, Niger, and Nigeria. You see how we have to do this PYQ analysis and how we can predict questions, how we have related the options which have come in the last 10 years repeatedly to the current affairs and the theme. So if I have to give you what is the template, how can you predict questions? So first you have to basically go through the PYQs, or not just one PYQs, you have to go to the PYQs and you have to come to a conclusion of repeated topics in the PYQs, repeated topics in the PYQs. Second, what you need to do is that you have to go through the current affairs of last 1 or 2 years, and then you have to link it to some important themes where UPSC is focusing upon. So how I was able to predict? So I went through the questions. I saw that Lake Chad has been there in UPSC prelims paper for the last so many years. Second, so it is a repeated topic. Second, it has been in current affairs. And third, this is related to the theme of UPSC, which is climate change and conflict. Climate change and conflict. So I'm hopeful that UPSC may give this Lake Chad or Lake Victoria. You can also opt to prepare other lakes, which is Lake Malawi, Lake Zambezi, okay, Lake Volta, Lake Oguta. You can prepare these lakes also. Okay, there is no end. Guys, if you start preparing each and every option for last 20 years, there is no end to preparation. What we have to do is that we have to intelligently prepare for this exam, where you are able to give less effort and you are able to get more reward. And that is how I have scored very high marks. Guys, hard work anybody can do. But if you can change your hard work into a smart work by using these techniques, then you can score over the others and you can reduce the time which is required to crack this exam. Guys, if you want my guidance, you can contact me. My number will be given in the description. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.